Welcome to Hollywood Balls TFA with me, Geordie Pete Redding, and him, Super Kevin Campbell. Kev, how are you?
Geordie Pete, I'm really, really good, mate. Good to be on.
Great stuff. First one towards the end of the season, well, the actual last day of the season, and it's still got the excitement there, hasn't it? There's still a lot to play for.
There is a hell of a lot to play for, Pete. There's a lot of money at stake. There's a lot of prestige at stake, and there's one spot who's going to go down. So it's going to be a roller coaster of a ride.
It is
kind
indeed.
of day.
It is, and now we will concentrate on them, but the games that don't really matter. It's still a great fixture in itself. It's my team, Newcastle United, against the champions, Liverpool. It's going to be quite a day for Liverpool because they're going to be enjoying St James's Park as the champions. It's going to be quite a day for Newcastle because they haven't got a team to put together.
Well, do you know what, Pete? I just think, look, whenever you're playing against the champions, it's always everyone raises their game, no matter what happens. Steve Bruce, obviously, there's injuries and fatigue, etc. So, he might have to, shuffle his pack and play some youngsters, which I think is a good thing. We always like to see youngsters.
We do, and funnily enough, he was blooding in a few into the squad because they have had the 6 centre halves on the books at Newcastle, and 5 of them are injured, believe it or not. Quite incredible. So there was even an Andy Carroll was throwing his arm into the ring saying, look, I can play centre half. So Big Andy was going to be looking at centre half role. They've got a young kid there who they think the world of. So maybe it is that day to day to give the youngsters a run out.
Yeah, listen, I think you're on your last day of the season. You've got really nothing to play for. It's a prestigious game, obviously, because it's against Liverpool and they're the champions. But Steve Bruce could do a lot worse than give the youngsters a chance because you know what, Pete? You never know. You might just get a gem or two who you weren't expecting to perform against a team like Liverpool. Liverpool won't have the flip-flops on. They'll want to finish strong, but I could see them blooding a few youngsters as well. So it could be a cracker of a game.
They could, and case in point with blooding youngsters. Look at Matty Longstaff last season at Newcastle, who came in because he had to, literally because of injuries, and he forced himself a first team spot. So all good.
Yep, definitely all good. And look, I don't know whether these guys are going to still be at Newcastle next season. There's all sorts of talk going on. Or takeover still not sorted out, etc. But you know what? I think this is a great game for Newcastle to, finish the season strong, try and get a victory and move on to next season with a smile on their face because the break isn't long.
Exactly. It's not long at all. And Liverpool will have their eyes on Europe, which leads us nicely into some other teams that are still eyeing Europe. It is, as the old song goes, the final countdown. Massive game, Leicester-Manchester United, isn't it?
Well, now this is a kind of winner-take-all. Manchester United got the draw on their side. If they draw, Man United stay in the top 4 in the Champions League positions. But, Leicester were flying before the lockdown. After the restart, Leicester have hit poor form at the wrong time, Pete. They've hit it at the wrong time. So, I think it's a difficult game for them, real difficult game for them. But they have to go for it. They can't. It's all up to them. They have to push Man United and try and beat Man United to get into that Champions League spot.
And they do. Now, what about Chelsea?
Oh, listen, Chelsea are probably playing one of the most dangerous teams who you can get on the last day of the season, which is Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolves still have the Europa League to play for after the season's finished. And, we know what kind of team they are. They can defend well and they can catch you on the break. And in that Adama Traore, they've got a player who can change a game with one dribble. So I think Chelsea are in a dangerous spot. Chelsea being at home, I think they need to win this game because I think Frank Lampard started to spend a bit of money and recruit some of these top European players. And without Champions League, I think it's going to kind of end up a damp squib. So I think Chelsea have to go all out to win this game.
Do you think it's getting to Frank? He it wasn't like him this last week. Had a right go at Jurgen Klopp and a right go at Liverpool. Do you think he is feeling the pressure?
Maybe he's feeling it, but listen, I don't mind all that. Have a go at Liverpool, have a go at Klopp and his backroom staff. Why not? Listen, it's the game's about passion, Pete, and Sometimes people do things, get away with things when they're at home, and Frank weren't having it, and maybe use some colourful language, etc. But you know what? You have to stand up for yourself. He's a Premier League manager now, and he was seeing things happening that he wasn't happy with. So, why not voice your opinion? And he's come out and he said, the colourful language shouldn't happen. But, Liverpool, they were a bit naughty what they were doing. So,
Heat of the
it's one of them
moment.
things.
Heat of the
Yeah, yeah,
moment.
it's spur of the moment, heat of the moment. And let's be honest, Liverpool were giving him a right going over as well. So he definitely won't be happy.
Just a brief point on Wolves. Now, you and I have spoken in the past just together about players coming on under managers. You mentioned Traore there. Now, at the start of the season, you can see in that bundle of speed and energy there is something. But again, the frustration of him not being able to get a ball over, he beat too many men. He's honed that, and he's now looking that real talented winger that he is.
Oh, without a shadow of Pete, without a shadow of a doubt. Pete, there's managers who observe, there's managers who manage, and there's managers who improve. And this Nuno Espirito Santo at Wolves, he is improving players. He's improved Adama Traore. The dribbles used to peter out and, end product, etc. Now he's added end product to that power and pace, Pete. He's one of the most dangerous players, in the Premier League, isn't he? Whoever's going to be playing left back, I think, is Azpilicueta.
Indeed. Now, speaking of the Premier League, you really need to stay in the Premier League, and it's going to be a heck of a battle, isn't it? A real battle.
I mean, if you're Bournemouth, Eddie Howe, Eddie Howe's an Evertonian and he's playing Everton. Check that one out. There's the permutations are incredible. Bournemouth need to win the game, Pete. It's as simple as that. Bournemouth need to win, and they have to hope that the other results go against the other teams, the Aston Villas of this world, and Watford. Very difficult time for Bournemouth right now, but they have to believe. Pete, and when you go into a game and you've got nothing to lose because everyone expects you to go. I've been in that position with West Bromwich Albion, and as long as you take care of your business, you have to then rely on others to take care of theirs. Because if the results go for you in the other matches, but you don't take care of business, you absolutely kick yourself. Because you don't take care of that business. So, Bournemouth have got a tough one at Goodison.
Bournemouth, and as you say there, they're relying on other results. Villa gave themselves a real opportunity with that point, with 3 points in midweek, and Watford are not looking great at all. I mean, Villa must be the only thing I see for Villa is that West Ham have come into some really good form at present, and they're going to be enjoying today. They're safe. Moyes has done what he said he would do. He's kept them up. So for now, all is sweet at West Ham. I can see Villa maybe on the end of a bit of a wrong result for them.
This is the difficult one, Pete, because obviously for the first time all season, West Ham, a pain-free type of thing. They can go into this game. They haven't got to look over their shoulder. They can play freely. And, listen, if they're going to put it on Aston Villa are going to have to respond. And I think West Ham have got the quality to do that. The key is Aston Villa beat Arsenal in the week, and deservedly so. And they've given themselves a chance. If they get a point, that could be it for them. That could be them safe. So I think you're going to see more of the same. They're going to defend deep, and they're going to try and catch West Ham on the break. I think in Jack Grealish came into a bit of form in the week, and they've got a player there who can carry them up the pitch. I think that's really important to how they set up. Tyrone Mings at the back, Konsa, etc. They've done all right. They've done pretty well of late. So they're in the pole position right now to get out of it. And if they can pick up a point, I think they could survive.
And in your opinion, then, who joins Norwich?
I think Bournemouth and Watford. I think Bournemouth. I don't see. It's a tough one at Goodison Park to beat Everton. Everton got a great result against Sheffield United. Out against the odds, so to speak. Richarlison come up with the goods again. And I just think, Ancelotti's going to want to finish on a high. and I don't think Bournemouth have that. I don't think they've got enough. Honestly, I don't think they've got enough to beat a half a decent Everton side. So I'm going to go with that. Could be a draw. Um, um, Villa done Arsenal a favour in the week by beating them. Arsenal were 2 yards off it, and now Mikel Arteta is going to want to see a response because it's the week before the FA Cup final.
Yeah, they're playing for their
So
places.
yeah, so people are playing for their places. You know, he's gonna pick a team who he believes should go and win this game. And you know, Watford, for whatever they do, shot themselves in the foot sacking the manager. You know, they sacked Nigel Pearson with 2 games to go, and now they find themselves needing a win at the Emirates to stay up, to kind of be in the chance of staying up, which, you know, I just can't see them doing. So I think Arsenal will win this game pretty comfortably, to be honest, and I could see Aston Villa surviving.
Villa on the last day would be quite a story for them. They've had a very poor season. But yeah, big club. Speaking of big clubs, we can't let this session go without mentioning and congratulating Leeds United back in the Premier League. Stories today, as there always will be, but it actually does come from the horse's mouth, or Messi's mouth, as it may be. Looking at the Leeds manager, says he's ideal to take over at Barcelona.
Well, I'm not so sure about that one. I think Marco Bielsa has done a remarkable job at Ellen Road with this young Leeds team, I must say. And, you know, for him to leave, I think it'd be unfinished business. You know, why would he leave? He likes it there. You know, he's stuck at it after a couple of, you know, failed attempts. And here he is now. He's got them to the promised land. You know, you want him to try and build, don't you? As far as I'm concerned, I want him to try and build and see what he can do in the Premier League. So, you know, Messi would ask for him, but no, Messi, you stay where you are. Leeds need him more.
Leo, it's a firm no for Leo. So Leeds, hopefully they'll be marching on together into the Premier League with their boss. You've got to stay tuned to Hollywood Balls TFC because we're going to be popping up with all of our views and your views also. So I have some competitions along the way. So thanks to Kevin Campbell, and we'll see you next time.